All right, check it out. I got my kiddo to cut my hair yesterday. I think she did a pretty good job. Definitely gonna have to wear it up today though, because it is super hot. Anyway, there's something I wanted to talk to y'all about, kind of get your opinion on it, see what you think about it anyway. But not really a whole lot else going on, so I figured I gotta go to Costco, pick up some bird seed, some dog food for this little T-Rex right here, and I don't know, figure I'd take y'all with me. Yeah, so something happened to me about a month ago, like right at the beginning of graduation season, and it's never happened to me before, and I feel like it'll probably happen again, and I can't be the only one, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted your opinion on it, so I don't know, let's head to Costco and we'll talk about it on the way. It's about a 45-minute ride from my house, and I didn't want to do it alone, so I appreciate y'all going with me. My wildflowers are blooming. Oh, we already got a bee on it. Look at that. That's why we do it. A yellow one right there. You know, every year we grow the same thing. Why do you keep putting that in there? He knows if he puts his Frisbee in the garden, then I'm gonna get it out and I'll throw it. So he always puts it in there, so I'll throw it for him. All right, hey, heel. Heel, bring it in. Ready? Anyway, every year we grow tomatoes and usually either like carrots or potatoes or something in this middle box. And so we got carrots on this row, and then these are sweet potatoes. And then we've had so much rain. Look at the dang tomato plants, man. It's been crazy. But this one we always dedicate to wildflowers. Like this is for the bees. Like this whole box. Don't get me dirty, dude. We dedicate this to the bees. And the sunflowers, I guess it's from all the rain we've had, the sunflowers have just outgrown everything else. Here. Had to put my hair up, man. It was getting hot. So what do y'all think of this new dash mount that I got? It's basically the sticky mount that goes with, well, here, I'll show you. It's basically the sticky mount that comes with the Adventure combo, and then I just bought this little swivel thing so I can turn it any direction and then just put the DJI mount on it. It works really good, except that it's in direct sunlight, and sometimes I get a overheat warning. Oh, I hit 130,000 miles yesterday. This car is a 2004 Cadillac CTS, and I'm the second owner. I bought it in 2017. January of 2017 with 58,000 miles on it. Got it from a little old lady. She just drove it to the grocery store and back and forth to church on Sunday. Got a really good deal on it. It's been a great car. My leather is starting to break up a little bit on the bottom of the seat, but other than that, I love this car. It's paid for, insurance is cheap. It's been a good car. All right, well, y'all know that I absolutely love photography. I talk about how much I love photography all the time. Like, it literally saved my life. And maybe one day I'll make an in-depth video on that, but photography really saved me. Not only did it save me, it saved my family. I have a lot of gratitude for it. And so the fact that I can actually do it and make money, man, like that, I still feel like an imposter to this day. Every time I charge somebody for photos, I feel like a fraud, an imposter. Wow. I'm gonna turn this camera around for y'all. This store used to be like a little podunk, like only 1 or 2 people could fit inside at the time, and they tore it down and just rebuilt it. Oh, we got soul food, y'all. I kind of like this mount. $3.15. I think I might go in here and get a 5-hour energy. That's one reason we're going to Costco. But anyway, so yeah, the fact that I can even charge people for photos absolutely blows me away. And that, one, people call me and ask me to do it. Two, that they actually pay me for the product. And it just makes me feel like an imposter sometimes. I don't know. So, you know, and probably the most terrifying thing as a photographer is not taking the photos, it's not editing the photos, it's delivering the photos. It's just terrifying. Like, it's like such a fear of rejection. Like, are they gonna love it? Are they gonna hate it? Are they gonna tell all their friends that they hate it? You know, like it's very, very real. And I don't know if y'all go through that or if it's just me or what, but it's very, very real. And so when you hit send, and the way that I do it, or the way that I've been doing it lately, I might change it sooner than later, but I text message low-res versions and, you know, get their approval, and then, you know, ask them if there's any changes they want to make or whatever, and then I upload the full res to a Google Drive and then share the link. All right, so anyway, upload them to Google Drive, and then I send them the link, and then I make the link shareable. Anybody with a link can view it. You know, there's no restrictions, and then they can go and download the full res as they need them. Oh, get on there. And then they can go and download the full res as they need them. And never has that, well, there's one guy that's a real estate agent that just could never figure that out, but it's okay. And if you watch this, Philip, I get it, man. You know, we work around it, we make it happen. But, you know, I'm sending them JPEGs, and I keep the RAWs. You know, I have a backup server or a backup hard drive, and I keep all the originals to everything I've ever done. Oh, you can't get out that way anymore. That's a nice story, y'all. And before I even get into this, I know the person that this happened, I know the person is watching that this situation that I'm talking about came from. And there is absolutely zero beef, hard feelings, none of that. Like, I just genuinely want the opinion of other photographers, and if anybody else has ever dealt with this and how did they handle it. No hard feelings, no static, no nothing. I mean, it's just, this is purely research at this point. So the shoot was out of town, about an hour and a half out of town, one way. And you know, we get down there at like 5 o'clock. We shoot for a few hours, head on back. I even take off work and edit the photos just so I can get them out as quick as possible. None of that is even important, but I'm rambling. So I send all the previews in a text message, and they're like, oh my God, I love them, they're great, I love them. Here, I'll throw a few of them up right here. And I was very happy with them. I spent a lot of money because I felt like this job had the potential to net me a lot of work. I really did. I even was like, I'm not doing this for the money. You pay me what you think it's worth. But I feel like that this job is going to open a lot of doors for me, which it didn't, but that's okay. I bought Angler Fastbox. I bought a new lightweight light stand. I spent about $1,000 getting just so I could be fast and, you know, stay focused, and like there was no distractions. You know, I even bought the Godox or Flashpoint 8100 Pro light just because it's small, portable. I didn't want to have to carry anything around. I didn't want to have to ask anybody for help. I just wanted to be as like thorough and as professional and just nail it as possible. Yeah, see, my thing's overheating, but hopefully it's still recording. Anyway, so typically, like how I charge, and I'm not going to give my rates, but you know, basically I'll book by the hour, and like say a 1 hour shoot, I'll give you, you know, 3 to 5 deliverables. You know, 1 hour, you know, a few poses, a few different angles, you know, 3 to 5. That's reasonable because an hour is not that much money. A 2 hour shoot, you're going to get anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10 shots, something like that. That's not a hard line for me. Like, I just want the person to be happy, and I want to deliver the best photo possible. And so, like, you know, I don't cut the time off at 2 hours. Like, all right, we're done. We got to get out of here. And I don't say, all right, well, you can only pick 3. You know, like if there's 10 good photos, I'm going to send you 10 good photos because I want you to tell everybody how good it was. You know, under promise and over deliver. I used to work for a guy that was a marketing genius, and that was something he instilled in me when I was very, when I was younger and I was just starting to get into the workforce. Under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver, and that I live by that. Like, that is something that if I'm trying to strike a deal with you, I definitely do not want to set the expectations too high as to where I can't meet them, and it makes me look bad. So I set the right expectation, and I over deliver. Long story short, I ended up sending 18 photos for 2 hours. 18 edited final deliverable images. 18, that's a lot, okay? And man, but that doesn't matter because I thought that it was 18 great photos. Out of 340 that I took, 18 of them I was like, you know, that's really good. Like, yeah, a couple of them I even edited 2 different styles just because I liked them both styles, and I couldn't make a decision, so I'll just let them have them both. All right, so I send 18 delivered, final, edited photos, I guess by text message for approval, you know, just to make sure they like them. And they're like, oh my God, I love them. They're great. They're fantastic. You're so wonderful. You know, thank you for doing that. Thank you for going so far. You know, you're awesome photos. I love them. I'm like, phew, because that's the hardest part of photography to me. It's not gear. It's not lens choice. It's not field. It is like waiting on them to respond when you send the edits. It's just terrifying to me. But they love them. They absolutely love them. And then they reply with, of course I say thank you. It was so much fun. Here is the link to, you know, the full res versions, just in case the compression was wrong, or, you know, here you go. You want to share them with people. And you know, it's kind of unspoken rule that you tag people when you post them, you know, but you know, that's really all I ask for is just tag me in it. You know, just give me credit if you use them. Like, if you go put it on a Nike billboard, that's a problem, but you know, other than that, if you just put it on social media, just credit me. That's all. It's, you know, just little camera emoji and my name. It doesn't even have to be my full name. It could be Donnie B, it could be Donnie, it could be whatever. So they reply with, can we have the originals so that we can put whatever filter, well, how they said? They said, can we have the originals so that she can apply the filters that she likes to match her style? I've never been asked for the raw files before. So I reply, is everything okay? Do you need me to make any changes? I'll be glad to make some changes if there's something you don't like about them. No, we love them. We absolutely love them. And we just, we're getting ready to send out invitations, and we just wanted to apply a filter to kind of match the theme. And I'm offended, immediately offended. And I don't know if I should be offended. Like, am I in the wrong for being offended? Keep in mind, I don't have any photographer friends. I don't have a photography group that I'm a part of. So I don't really know the input on what other photographers would say to something like this. It's not like I was influenced by this by any means, but I was offended, like, a lot. Like, it hurt my feelings. And I got a car next to me. They're just staring at me, talking to the camera. Yeah, I was offended, and I said, all right, you know what? I tell you what, I'll put them on the Google Drive link. And whichever ones that you pick out of that, don't credit me, don't tag me. Because there's a reason that I didn't pick any, and Lauren explained this to me to where maybe she knows how my brain works, but, people don't look at, like, the client doesn't look at a photo the way that I look at a photo. Like, oh man, there's a dumpster in the background, or you're not in the center of the walkway, or there's something sticking out of the corner of the frame. They're only looking at their face, and did that pimple that they tried to pop this morning show up on camera? Or my feet look weird, or my knees bent. Like, women are weird, man, like, in a good way. But they don't look at the whole picture. They look at their face or their teeth or their eyes, But the ones that I didn't pick all had something that I didn't like. The toe was cut off, or the headroom was just humongous, or not centered. Just so many different reasons why I didn't pick them. So I got to thinking a lot about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll upload all 340 of them, and you can pick the ones that you like or that you want to keep, and I'll leave them up for a day. Just go through, pick them out, and then I'll take them off my Google Drive. Because when you do more than just the free, like when you get a lot of storage, you got to pay for it. And so I said, just pick them out, and then I'll take them off. I'll delete them tomorrow. I said, but in the meantime, just do me a favor. Google, is it rude to ask a photographer for his raw files? Because, like, shortly after I got butthurt, I did that. I researched it. I was like, am I wrong for getting upset about this? And the internet is split now. It is divided, and I'm gonna say it's about 90-10, maybe 80-20. 80% like, nope, it's rude, don't ever do it, and 20% like, I don't see a problem in it. And so I told him, I was like, and then Reddit, dude, golly, Reddit was going hard on people asking for raw files. But so I was like, yep, I'll put them all up on Google Drive. Just take which ones you want, and do me a favor, don't credit me or tag me in any of the ones that I didn't edit, because you only want your best work out there, at least in my opinion. Oh, what's that coming? You only want your best work out there, and I've got thousands, tens of thousands of horrible photos that I don't want anybody to ever see. I only want people to see the best of the best, and that's, I couldn't be alone on that. So I said, just don't credit me or tag me in the ones that I didn't edit, and just Google, is it rude to ask a photographer for his raw files? And let me, well, I didn't say let me know what you think, but kind of left it at that. And so I get a long reply back, like, I didn't think it was rude, and it's fine. I'm over it. Like, I swear to God, I'm over it. But I tell you what I have done is I have added to my contracts that raw files are not part of the original quote, but they can be purchased for an additional fee. So I actually reached out to a pretty prominent YouTube photographer and asked him what they thought, because I didn't know if I was just being an asshole or if it is rude. I just didn't know. So I reached out to a professional photographer. He's pretty prominent on YouTube, and he basically said, does it bother you? And I'm like, well, it hurt my feelings. I guess it's more or less the way they asked. They're like, hey, can I have the original so I can throw some TikTok filter on them and post them with your name down there beside it? And I just didn't want that. I didn't want Snapchat puppy dog ears on a photo that I took, with half a foot cut off. So he said charge for them, and I was like, that's a good idea. And so I just put in the contract that they can be purchased separately if you want them. But they did pick three. They picked three over the 18 that I sent. There was only 3 of them that they picked, and they sent them to me. They said, hey, do you mind editing these 3 photos? And it was obvious that they had tried to edit them themselves because they were cropped. And I tried, I'm not gonna say I don't crop, but I try not to crop. I might straighten an image or something like that, but typically I don't do a whole lot of cropping. And the sky, you could tell they tried to bring some of the highlights back, and they tried to edit them, which it kind of tickled me that they tried, failed, and then asked me to do it. But yeah, no hard feelings though whatsoever. I'm over it. It was a learning lesson, and I even told them that. I said, like, dang, this thing keeps moving. There's like spots, like there's like notches, like grooves where it locks in, and I'm in between a groove. So I even told them that I see this, like, I'm glad it happened, because this was bound to happen eventually. And I mean, it could have happened to somebody like way harder to please or way harder to deal with. I even told him, I said, I'm glad it happened, because it was a lesson that needed to be learned, and it would make a great video topic. So here we are, video topic. And I don't know, like, what do you think? Like, am I wrong for being upset about it? Like, do your clients expect raw files whenever you deliver? Technically, by law, like, all photos are property of the photographer. Like, all photos are copyrighted by the photographer, and the client is just kind of like licensing to use them when they buy them. The photographer owns them, but I don't want to look at it like that. Like, I love taking photos too much to try to make it into something like that. So I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, is it rude to ask a photographer for his raw files or his originals? Some of you might not be shooting in raw, but to me it was, and I clearly put it in writing, and I go over that in the initial meeting whenever when I'm meeting with a new client or potential client. We go over all of that, like licensing and raw files and all that stuff. So I don't know. I was just curious to know, like, what y'all thought about it, and was I the asshole? I don't know. The place is super packed, and they've only been open for an hour. Look at this. Hey, I know you're busy. I'm sorry. Where are the eggs at in Costco? Alright, well, we made it out of Costco unscathed. We almost stuck to the list. We did veer off a little bit and got some peanut butter pretzels, but that'll be our little secret. But let me know in the comments, like, was I right for getting upset for them asking for the raw files? How would you react? Would you have done it differently? Would you have done it the same way? I think I did the right thing by adding it to the contract and kind of going over that up front at the pre-shoot interview
or pre-shoot consultation that I normally do. So I don't know. I am curious though, genuinely. I'm curious as to what you would do and how you would have handled it, and if I was right or wrong. So I appreciate you hanging out with me and going to Costco and just taking a ride with me. You know, I hate doing things like that by myself, so I'm glad you were here. I really appreciate it. As always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.